And then on a different topic, when Title 42 expires next month, what is the plan for the 18,000 migrants a day that are going to cross? Do you want them to get jobs here? Is there something else that you want these 18,000 a day to be doing?
I don't know where you're basing your specific numbers on, Peter, but what I would tell you...
I've got it right here. Earlier this week, the department gave reporters an estimate that up to 18,000 migrants could be apprehended at the border each day if Title 42 were to be lifted.
Ben Dallas here. Okay, so real quick, Jen, as Peter just laid out for you, those are the numbers that are based off of your own Department of Homeland Security. They put those numbers out. The fact that you're the press secretary, you represent this administration, and you don't know this is an embarrassment. Continue.
Up to, and we'll see what happens. And obviously we're taking steps to convey that this is not the time to come. Individuals who come to the border, this is what would happen. CBP and ICE would work together to ensure that anyone who enters the country without authorization is put into immigration proceedings as quickly as possible.
Real quick, Jen, wait a minute. Not so fast. Immigration proceedings. Please elaborate. What the hell are those? Besides giving them free cell phones and releasing them back into Texas and other border states, what the hell are your immigration proceedings? I know you're not going to even try to answer that question because that makes you look bad, but I just had to ask it because nobody else is.
CBP has been working with ICE to ensure individuals awaiting processing in the interior of the country would be monitored under the Alternatives to Detention program. We know that to date, nearly 80% of non-citizens waiting in the interior under prosecutorial discretion have either received a notice to appear or are still within their window to report. That is what would happen. In addition, I would note the Department of Homeland Security also put together a preparedness plan, irregular migration that involves surging personnel and resources to the border, improving border processing, implementing mitigation measures, and working with other countries in the hemisphere to manage migration.
All right, Jen Psaki, slow down. Your preparedness plan. So would this be anything like your preparedness plan to exit Afghanistan, to lower gas prices, lower inflation, fight COVID-19 despite having more deaths on your watch than the previous administration, or your plan to open schools? What exactly does this preparedness plan look like, Jen, besides releasing them into red states?
Those are all steps that they're working to do in order to implement when we get to that point in time.
And the last one on this, now that the Texas governor is saying that he's going to start busing border crossers to Washington, D.C., when they get here, are you guys going to help them find a place to stay and something for them to do?
Well, I'm not aware of what authority the governor would be doing that under.
Probably the same authority that you guys are using by ignoring federal immigration laws, so you can open up the borders and broaden your voter base. Sound familiar, Jen?
I think it's pretty clear this is a publicity stunt.
Oh, so you mean like opening up the borders in the first place? That wasn't a publicity stunt? Get the out of here.
His own office admits that a migrant would need to voluntarily be transported, and then he can't compel them to because, again, enforcement of our country's immigration laws lies with the federal government, not a state.
Washington, D.C.?
Well, listen, I don't know, but I know that the governor of Texas or any state does not have the legal authority to compel anyone to get on a bus.
Yeah, so I'm about to compel my foot up your ass. Every state has the constitutional right, the authority to protect their own people, especially under emergency circumstances. You Democrats should be pretty familiar with that. I digress. So what exactly is your legal authority to ignore federal immigration laws, open up the border, and release them into Texas? Is that under your legal authority? I don't think so.